just behind Ian right there, but that may change during the course of the game, Andy. The pairing between the two of them.
Well, this is a classic example. Even though we're playing Villa here, and they're high up the pitch here, Martin, that's a danger. Bergkamp will drop off, and Righty is always going to look in there. And if you just watch, Bergkamp now knows that. And the ball's spreading through. Now, that should be a warning to Everton today, who will, in a moment, we'll see they're going in with a slightly different system again. Again, look at Righty. 3 centre-backs are in line there, but he's not looking to come short to fetch it. He's looking in here, and that's exactly what Bergkamp delivers. And this time, he makes no mistake. And I think that's the thing to look for, but also, when Bergkamp gets in a scoring position, we saw it at Sunderland on Wednesday night, and we saw it against Tottenham here. This is a magnificent goal, and this is a real danger for Everton. 2 strikers in really good form.
Well, it is an Everton debut for Klaus Thompson, who will operate in the centre of a midfield that still lacks Joe Parkinson and John Ebrell. But gradually, Joe Royle is getting his senior players back. And the long-term loss of Andy Hinchcliffe immediately covered by securing Terry Phelan from Chelsea. And of the 11, only Graham Stewart hasn't represented his country at full international level.
Well, I think this is a better-looking Everton side. These are the 2 areas I talked about. Kanchelskis and Phelan, great pace there. It is important that Thompson, I think we all think he will hold in that area. Whether he gets around Bergkamp, whether he gets around Merson, the choice is an unenviable one. But I think from there, what they have got, they've got Bambi, who I think will get forward. I think Stewart will get licence to get forward. Speed will have licence to get forward. All of them, I think, can at times go past Ferguson, looking for the flick on. But it's a matter of concentration for these 3, because they know playing
of the man who's suffered so much during spells on the sidelines, especially when they're self-inflicted. Ian Wright bursting to be back. Everton still have half a dozen of the players who won here a year ago. But winning anywhere in the Premiership has suddenly become a problem for them. It is a crucial time in the season for both clubs. Arsenal with Manchester United and Liverpool still to come here to Highbury. They need to keep in contention. Everton hoping for a happy anniversary at Highbury. It's live for you after the break.
He leads a determined team, dreaded opponents on their day. Can Leeds cope with the Hammers? Ford Monday Night Football tomorrow at 7, Sky Sports 1.
Look, Rob, I know you appreciate a beautifully put-together body, but, is this the right moment? Ah, speck of dust. Brilliant recovery.
Thank you. The new Renault Megane. It talks your language.
Pourquoi suis-je ici? Why am I here? Et pourquoi maintenant? And why now? When you're a star? As so many other trains I could have chosen today. Before time, it's not the right time. Neither is it the right time after the time.
Every day, millions of people are saving for the future. But some do better than others. Could Nationwide give you a better savings rate?
Chris, never believe it.
Don't tell me.
I'm still in Belfast. Still in Inverness. Fishguard. Redruth. Bridlington. Somewhere down south. Chris, I'm in Scarborough.
Hold on. We live in Scarborough.
I know!
No one covers more of the UK population than Cellnet. We let people who can't be together talk.
England may have reached a low in international cricket.
And I'm disappointed and upset, and so are the players.
But they refuse to get the blues.
You've got to have confidence in yourselves.
Now they move on to face the spirited New Zealanders.
It's a Herculean job that Atherton's got to lift this side now.
Work hard to put things right.
We go to New Zealand, we will regroup, we'll replan and come again with confidence.
Ford Explorer International Cricket starts Thursday night at 9:30 live on Sky Sports 1. Sky Sports with Ford takes you to the heart of the action. Arsenal versus Everton, live. Ford Super Sunday.
We've got action from the City Ground all afternoon, where it's Forest 0, Spurs 1 right now. Our live game is here at Highbury. Arsenal against Everton with Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you very much, Richard. Keith Bird from South Wales is the referee. After a misty start to the day in North London, visibility perfect at kick-off time. And Arsenal have a clear vision of what's required here. They've been dropping home points. Recent draws with Derby and with Aston Villa. And Everton similarly focused. They haven't taken a point in the Premiership since Christmas. Carries feet, trying to keep it in play. He's done that. Martin Keown, back to David Seaman, playing a Premiership game on this ground for the first time since October, and protected under that yellow jersey by an item of equipment that's been modelled on what jump jockeys wear to make sure that those damaged ribs hurt against Manchester United in their collision with Solskjaer. But they're properly saved from any further problems. Here. Park heading a yard away from Unsworth. Vieira with a yard or two of space, trying to thread it through for Bergkamp. He's done that, he's kept it in play, and Dave Watson dealt with a cutback, but wonders perhaps quite how Bergkamp managed to get that amount of room.
Because a great ball from Vieira, Martin, simple as that. I think I'd be disappointed he didn't get under this. If he'd have dug that one out and missed out Dave Watson, that would have posed a problem.
So the first corner of the game goes to the side that's third in the table. Taken by Winterburn. Ferguson got his head to it, and Merson trying to power it back.
Well, a little ball to Winterburn would have been the best option, you feel there. He'd taken the corner, Winterburn was still available and plenty of space. Wasn't the best clearing header from Doug to Ferguson. Again, though, look at the three big boys. So often we see one of them in the near post. Yet again, they don't put anyone there. Look at Winterburn at the bottom of the screen. Wide open for it just to be laid back to him. They've actually gone like for like, Martin, the setups, the systems. Bergkamp is playing way up top at the moment, as is Bambi with Ferguson. And they're both going free in midfield at the moment.
Well, it's pretty much common practice in the Premiership these days. Unsworth in front of Wright, and steering it forward towards Ferguson, who's in pretty good form, with a goal in each of his last 2 games, 3 in the last 5. And matching that, of course, he's in pretty good physical condition, which has perhaps been his major problem. Here's the Dane and the debutant for Everton, Klaus Thompson. Arsenal forcing Everton all the way back to Southall. Seven is Graham Stewart. Bolt. I can't make any progress. Stewart taking it on for Everton. Unsworth. Thompson, who had a season in the Premiership with Ipswich. Was expecting to leave Ipswich at the end of the season and earn his living elsewhere in Europe until Everton stepped in. It's a very good move for the player, and Joe Royle will hope for the club. Merson. Thompson getting the tackle in.
That's his job, Mark. You feel sure of it. Gary Speed had gone forward and joined both Ferguson and Bambi way up top. But when it broke down quickly, I think that's Thompson's job. He'll be in there to get it and give it if he can, but it'll be defensively more than anything today, you feel.
And he was dispossessed by Vieira. So Ian Wright is back. Won't be welcomed back by Evertonians. He's never failed to score in Arsenal colours against Everton. But last January, his effort was not enough. Everton hit back with Graham Stewart and Andrei Kanchelskis, both on duty again today. Barbie able to head on for Ferguson to chase, and Tony Adams has to knock it out. Joe Royle certainly hasn't lost faith in his squad. He's been concerned about getting his more experienced players out on the pitch. And there's certainly that look about the team that he's brought here to Highbury today. And Stewart, to slip it forward for Kanchelskis. Lovely pirouette from Bergkamp. Winterburn. Now David Platt. Right in the centre. Bergkamp, who started the attack, going on to try and round it off, and Arsenal complaining, certainly the fans complaining about Stewart's challenge, but not too much from the players.
I certainly thought he got eased out here. It's a very confident run, and he just gets eased out. Left arm of Graham Stewart certainly goes across Dennis Bergkamp. Not easy from where the referee was, but you can see why all the fans behind the goal certainly felt there was some justice in claiming for a penalty.
Not much more than a questioning look from Bergkamp, who's probably a little bit wary of referees at the moment. Well, we can take you up to Nottingham, and an equaliser for Nottingham Forest from Brian Roy. Andy Sinton had given Tottenham a very early lead in that match, which kicked off at 3 o'clock. Here's Adams. Looking at with Palmer, and Adams going on. Right can't involve the captain again, but he's eager to get into the fray. Adams is still there. The shot came from Merson, and it was swallowed up by Southall.
Well, there's no room for a mistake from Neville Southall. The ball just skipped in front of him, just bounced just in front of him, and with David Platt just lurking around for anything that the goalkeeper might spill, it was important that he held it. But Ian Wright's first real involvement, tricked his way in, 1-2 between him and Adams. That's hit crisply enough, but look at that, Platt, anything spills, David Platt's knocking it in.
Platt hooking it forward. Need to look around for Unsworth. And Merson closed him down. And then the Everton man was back to Southall. Unsworth again. Flag was up against Ferguson. Well, this is a very traditional football fixture. The two senior members of the top division, Arsenal, uninterrupted at the highest level since 1919. It's Everton's 43rd season in a row at this level, and it puts them second under that criterion of seniority. And certainly when Joe Royle took over, there were fears that the Premiership status was going to evaporate from Everton. They're still mid-table and looking upwards rather than downwards, but they've got to halt this run of defeats. And that will be their prime target today. I feel, Andy, they'd be happy to go back to Merseyside with a draw. Just something to stop us talking about successive defeats, 4 of them. Thompson. When you look around the side, there's plenty of attacking quality. Kanchelskis, Ferguson, Nicky Barmby.
They're a little unlucky in the far side. That's what they're going to try and do, release side of Kanchelskis they're feeling. In a 1-against-1 situation. The ball played to Kanchelskis, just a little bit long.
Well, a lot of important duels today. Kanchelskis and Winterburn is one of them, and it's in operation here. Barmby, and he mishit it, but it almost came into the path of Terry Phelan.
That's exactly what I spoke about before the game. They'll try and get Kanchelskis 1v1. They'll feel pretty confident that he can produce and trouble Winterburn. Terry Phelan What is he, a couple of yards away from getting on the end of it?
Well, Joe Royle moved very snappily. Our best wishes to Andy Hinchcliffe if he's watching. He's recently had his cruciate knee operation after a wonderful first half of the season that took him into the England side. And quickly things can change. When people talk about the rewards for professional footballers, they should also talk about the insecurities as well. David Seaman, from the England point of view, should be available for selection. With Italy at Wembley just round the corner. Keogh.
Well, that's the kind of ball that don't want to be delivered to Ian Wright. You see Dave Watson and company just gobbling them up.
Phelan waving one or two forward. Good climb by Keogh, of course, came back to Arsenal from Everton. Bit of push and shove there between Unsworth at right, and Keith Burge has decided that Wright was to blame.
Well, you can see what Wright is trying to do again, running in between people. It looks 6 of one, half a dozen the other, I have to be honest. I think he's a little unlucky in Wright. Didn't seem to do an awful lot wrong there. A lot less there than was done to Dennis Bergkamp in the area a few moments ago. But it is easier to give those sort of decisions outside that 18-yard box.
Something we said on Wednesday, wasn't it? There was a couple of handballs that were under our scrutiny. And it was a long trip for Arsenal, a successful one. Whether the raising of the spirits, particularly with that second half showing, will be balanced out by tiring of the body. They stayed up overnight, which was a change of their plan. They actually trained in the northeast on Thursday morning before coming back to London. They're part of Arsene Wenger's way of getting his side right, with a good appreciation of what's needed in the physiology. Also, although he speaks excellent English, I think he learned one or two extra words in a verbal battle with Peter Reid during the course of the evening at Roker Park. By the end of the season, he'll be starting that sort of banter on the bench himself, I'm sure. Earl Barrett with the throw for Everton. 0-0 at Highbury. Neat work from Ferguson. Barrett. Kanchelskis. It was properly executed. Arsenal start with Martin Keogh here. Parler pushing on. Parler turning Phelan. Merson coming from deep and able to come onto the ball. Bergkamp. Vieira. Barnby getting back. Crowd tried to warn Patrick Vieira. Here's Steve Bold stepping in. Ricocheted away to the Everton right, and fortunately for the home side, Andrei Kanchelskis wasn't perhaps where one might have expected him to be, and he'd been tracked back to keep an eye defensively on Arsenal pushing on down their left. Could have been a quick break there, tailored for Kanchelskis. That's right, looking for something special to announce his return. And he's also in danger, as I'm sure many of you are aware of, another suspension. He's got 18 disciplinary points, and if he gets to 21, there's another 2-game ban if that happens before the end of next month. Sorry, Andy, didn't give you the chance to talk about the effort at goal then.
Pictures speak louder than words, man.
Keogh.
Well, I thought this would be tight. Certainly the opening 15 minutes are. The one thing I think that Arsenal have done better than Everton is that they've changed the play better. I always think when you play this system, you play it down the one side, it gets a bit narrow and gets a bit congested. What Arsenal have done well, they've actually changed the play quite well. Whereas I think Everton, when they've decided to go left, it stayed left. If we've gone right, it stayed right. I just think they've got to put a little bit more of emphasis on changing the play. But that sort of thing opens it up slightly if you can manage to change the play.
Vieira. And there's Kanchelskis using his speed to defend. It's almost a bit too much pace on the back pass as well, but Southall reacted.
That's a little example of why Nigel Winterburn wants to be running him that way and not chasing Kanchelskis the other way. The pace that he showed there.
Vieira. Right. Tight for Arsenal. Congesting the midfield. And a simple header for Dave Watson. Speed. As brought down, Keith Burge was a yard away. Foul by Vieira, who still learning the timing of his tackles at the pace that the game is played in this country. Stewart. Lifted over Vieira though. Right, Merson. Switching the play for Ian Wright to take first time. That's almost a souvenir for the Prime Minister who's watching from that part of the ground.
Nearly. Maybe that's what he had in mind. He has been out for 3 games.
That's what you call a major football occasion we're bringing you today.
It's a lovely ball from Merson. Again, it's a change of play, and that does create a little bit of space. He had options. Flat and Bergkamp wouldn't have been too happy with his choice. But when you score as many goals as that man does, you don't argue too often when he shoots at goal.
Especially against Everton.
Yeah.
He's got 10 in 6 against today's opponents in Arsenal colours. Barmby. Looking for speed. Who just stayed onside had the pass got through. Now Barrett. And again, and Keith Burge, I think, was just waiting to see whether there was any advantage on the incident on the far side when Kanchelskis was brought down by Winterburn. And as the referees are now entitled to do a new interpretation this season, just give themselves time to look and assess. Everton get the free kick. And with Duncan Ferguson, any sort of supply, even against the likes of Adams, Bold and Keown, could be a real danger to Arsenal here. There is Ferguson. And Vieira making sure that a second header didn't come from an Everton player. Dave Watson was trying to read where Ferguson's header was going to drop.
They're quite big at the back, Arsene. We always talk about them, but Everton themselves, Matt, when they certainly send Unsworth up, with Watson up, we all know about Gary Speed's great ability to spring. You put that alongside Duncan Ferguson, that's a pretty potent threat.
Well, I would venture to suggest that no one can jump as high as Ferguson with his height. So you've either got to just muscle him out of the way or try and make sure he can't get a header in that really matters. Neville Southall keeps on going. It's his 725th Everton game today. Drops beyond Adams, Bold having to stretch in. Flat, maybe taking a risk there to play it to Winterburn. With a lot of Everton players around, it ends with a shot from Speed.
That was there to be hit, no doubt about that. Just sat in front of him nicely, Gary Speed. Big long clearance, he couldn't quite clear the lines. But that's there to be hit, he's got a clear shot, no one really pressing him. A little disappointed, didn't test the goalkeeper.
Gary Speed, who has a championship medal with Leeds. The last season before the Premier League was brought in. And of course, as Arsenal look for a Premiership title, they can call on their Division 1 winning experience of the likes of Adams and Bold and Winterburn and Merson. Here's Powell. Bold. Now Bergkamp. Right, setting off. Bergkamp looking for him and for Merson. Watson got in the way with something.
Did well, the captain there, Dave Watson.
Good header by Parler to Bergkamp, 2 to his left. Merson, can he go on again? Merson goes for goal! And Southall really at full stretch.
Well, I thought that was over him. 38 years of age he might be, but what great spring he showed here. Best piece of football we've played, Arsenal. Work it really well. Wright's just a decoy this time. That attracts Barrett, and that allows Merson just to, well, take sight and think, well, I've done him, but you haven't.
Watson's header. And he goes to Bergkamp, who gets round Unsworth. Watson's there again. And Phelan smuggles it forward. This is Barmby. Seen off by Vieira. He covers the ground so easily with that long stride of his. Much doubt that was a shove by Unsworth.
You just get a feeling the home side need to lift the tempo of the game a little bit. I think Everton, up till that last couple of minutes in this match, were pretty comfortable. They'd have been happy the way the game was being played, the pace at what it's been played. You just feel it's up to Arsenal as a home side just to up the tempo a little bit.
Anderson driving it in, trying to roll it on, really. Back from Winterburn. That's a huge throw from Southall. Well, Stuart Pearce is really inspiring Nottingham Forest these days. They now have taken the lead, and it's a second for Brian Wright. They lead Tottenham by 2 goals to 1. Stewart. Whoever drops down towards the bottom of the table just seems to find something extra. It's as tight down there as it is at the top. Middlesbrough winning yesterday. Southampton with that great recovery to spoil Kenny Dalglish's day at the Dell. Phelan. Now Barrett. Stewart supporting him. Further forward towards Terry Phelan. Certainly strayed from his starting base in this game, and here he is on the ball again. Thompson. The space really that Phelan has vacated that Unsworth now moves into. Phelan again. Speed. Now Unsworth. Ferguson wanting the deep cross, and Unsworth trying to measure it for the Scottish striker. Working hard to keep it in. He has disappeared into the crowd, making contact with his public. Bowl. Winterburn's gone herring forward again. Merson. Over Southall here, but Platt has done very well for Arsenal. Right, and he's put it straight at the goalkeeper.
Well, he just didn't make it his. Platt did his job. The goalkeeper definitely called. Dave Watson just steps away from it. But what good thinking by the skipper. Not only did he step away, he made a beeline for the goal line. Got himself perched on that.
Ferguson. Phelan, flag is up.
A little unlucky. This is what we'll be expecting. I'm not so sure he is. In fact, he's not. Well, certainly Nicky Barmby shouldn't get flagged offside in that initial move. That's a certainty.
Well, Arsenal with this unbeaten home record in the Premiership. It goes back 18 games to Everton's last visit. Ferguson. Very speed herring into the centre. Kanchelskis is there. Ferguson probably did have to delay it. Had he played the ball in, I'm not sure even the careering Kanchelskis would have been able to get there in time, but Duncan Ferguson has at least earned a corner for Everton. Just under 20 minutes to go to half-time, 0-0 at Highbury. Seaman was a little uncertain then.
Well, he's under pressure from Watson. Steve Watson's right on top of the goalkeeper here. He's very, very fortunate. That could have gone anywhere.
Barmby had taken that corner and he goes across to the other side, hence the little delay. Watson right in by the goalkeeper again. Ferguson coming from deep, Gary Speed as well. It's Ferguson's ball. Away by Parler, a glancing touch from Bergkamp, Merson taking it at pace, and with great control as well, just forcing Bergkamp wide, and Everton with an extra second or two to regroup. Platt. For Wright. Vieira. Freeland coming in. Good control from Ferguson. 4 forward for Everton. Kanchelskis. Everton winning that particular battle at the moment. Barrett. He tries to go outside the Arsenal number 3. Well, Barrett happy to be back playing. He had a knee problem that just in the back of his mind was starting to worry him about his career. But he's been a regular this season. Lining it up and it drops well for Ferguson.
Lovely take, wasn't it? Came from a great height, but he killed it instantly.
Unsworth. We're talking about the battle in the lower half of the table, and we'll be focusing on that on Monday Night Football from Upton Park. West Ham United against Leeds United. Stewart. Thought about maybe shooting and then always was aware of Barrett advancing down the right. Bergkamp trying to get there before Watson, but...
There's a little example of the most important ball, I think, in football. That's the ball delivered into the box. Lovely football from Everton, up to the front man, back. He switched the play really well, got Barrett in. And just when you wanted the ball to be good, it was the poorest ball in the move.
Adams directing the traffic. And Merson, who's playing his 100th successive game for Arsenal, which is a terrific effort. He won't be given a medal for it, but after his much publicised problems, he's shown great grit and determination, not just to get back playing, but to perform with so much verve and obvious enjoyment about the way he's earning his living. And a splendid time at Roker Park on Wednesday night, although Dennis Bergkamp's goal really stole the show.
And it's looking like it might just take something like that to open this game up.
What do you think Everton, between Christmas '95 and Christmas '96, lost only 7 Premiership games? It's something of a surprise to meet them here with 4 successive defeats just behind them. Unsworth. That's Barmby.
I'll tell you what, that's a late flag as well.
But the flag went up. Barmby disputes it. And the assistant, Darren Spicer, says no goal.
Don't know if we'll see the lines with flag. It doesn't go up right away. He's not offside. You can see that quite clearly. There's no way Nicky Bambi's offside. The flag went up really late. As soon as Ferguson had the attempted shot, had a little look, the flag wasn't up. And just as Bambi was striking it, it went up.
Feel it. Ferguson, Bambi again. Stewart can't get there, Adams intercepted. Here's Barrett. Everton growing in stature though. Stewart's cross and it ran on to Seaman beyond Adams' lunge.
Might have been a good call, Martin, from the goalkeeper to help the centre-back.
Arsenal having to do everything at really top pace, and of course that makes it less likely to come off. Everton frustrated them to this point, and then they themselves frustrated by a flag that ruled out a spectacular piece of striking from Nicky Bambi.
It was a great finish, wasn't it? There's a strike. You can see Bambi's not offside. He just plays it then. It was a good yard onside. What a wonderful strike. The way he adjusted his body and got such power and accuracy into the shot.
Speed. But Everton not feeling sorry for themselves. They're looking for a goal to count, and but for Seaman, Ferguson might have had it.
Well, because it was on the inside right area, he was always going to try and feed that with his left foot wide of the goalkeeper. He's got options right and left. Nicky Bambi opts for Ferguson. It's a good height for David Seaman, but he has to make a very good save. That was nestling in the bottom corner. Really good spell in the game for the away side.
Bambi with the corner. Well placed to defend at the near post. Bergkamp. And the ball is aimed to right, who climbed to try and knock it back for Vieira. Might have been just trying to kid the referee that he could get a penalty then, but Ian Wright trying to play Duncan Ferguson here.
He does well, right? He does his job. He wins the ball. And I think just as well that Terry Phelan had got back in. Yeah, he wins the ball, there isn't a doubt about that, but just loses his balance.
Just loses his balance?
Well, all right then. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Probably accentuated fall, shall we say. That's a fine ball from Unsworth. Bambi taking up more and more threatening positions. Ferguson to volley, and Everton are looking more and more dangerous.
Well, not bold. Adams and Keown get dragged beneath the ball there. Attracted to Ferguson, and that left Bambi in absolute acres. He hits this one really well. That's a more difficult chance. On his right side, having to volley it.
Speed. More control play from Everton here. Bambi letting it run. Maybe on a call from Kanchelskis. Arsenal have only one win in their last 6 in the Premiership. That was here against Middlesbrough on New Year's Day. And at the moment, they're finding it hard going in front of their own fans. Everton belying their poor recent record. Here's Keown. Vieira, but Bambi is there to ease it forward. And, not quite get the ball as it rolled loose off Keown. Unsworth is there to defend. And then Watson. I thought the foot was a bit high.
Well, it might have been in Italy, but certainly not in this country.
But in praising Everton for the way they've started to put their football together, we shouldn't forget Neville Southall's part in that with the save from Merson, but for which his team would have been in trouble. Arsenal haven't passed the ball as well as they can do.
Sometimes you can only pass as well as the other team lets you as well, Mark. And I think Everton have done quite well in pressing and making life difficult for them.
Well, Bergkamp once involved himself in the action there, was obviously offside.
Oh, it's pretty even, Stephen.
Done it over the last 15 minutes,
yeah.
It would have been accentuated Everton's way. Barrett and Chelskis. Everton do have a promising crop of young players, but Joe Royle has had to bring them in ahead of schedule over the last few weeks. Ferguson.
That's a wonderful example of what you were talking about. I think he's just about the most difficult front man to cope with in the air. I can't think of anyone who jumps as high as him at 6'4" as well. This is why you just commit players forward, so go and take a chance. And he's got two going onto the ball there. That's exactly what you'd want.
Chelskis. Was that a shot? We've seen him shoot from every conceivable angle.
Of course it was. Does he do anything else other than shoot? For a wide man. It's not often he crosses the ball, does it? And Andrei Chelskis, his goal record tells us he just loves scoring goals. I don't think he had many options, Martin. He was being squeezed and pressed. It wasn't far away, I have to say.
There has been a feeling up on Merseyside that Chelskis has been a bit distracted by some talk of interest from an Italian club. It was a mistake by Unsworth. Bergkamp was kept at bay by Barrett initially, and he ends up on the deck. Keith Burge has a good look. Stewart talks to the referee about maybe Bergkamp accentuating the fall.
Well, Bergkamp did well initially, man, because he's got to muscle his way through here against El Barrett. He's really got to battle and fight, and he gets through. I think this time Graham Stewart does take the ball. I think he's a little unfair suggesting that Bergkamp's gone down deliberately, because you can see the contact after he's played the ball.
Well, Graham Stewart is an attack-minded player, often used up front, who's one of three in central midfield for Everton today. Gary Speed is also a goal threat from that position. Oh, hesitation. And Wright, who wasn't hesitating, couldn't put his customary stamp on the chance.
Yeah, they just have a little look at each other, Unsworth and Phelan. Joe Royle would be more happy if they crashed into each other trying to clear this instead of stepping aside. Wasn't a great chance for Ian Wright, but it was a chance he shouldn't have had.
Wins a header against Ferguson. And back by Bergkamp. It was aimed at Steve Bold or beyond. It wasn't quite clear. Stewart and Barrett working the right flank for Everton. Barrett produced a better cross this time. Well, Gary Speed located it, so too did Seaman. Wright has a beautiful layup for Vieira. That's Thompson trying to get the tackle in, and he's done it.
That's a pity. Vieira gave Merson just too much to do. But the play from goalkeeper to Wright to Vieira was a wonderful long throw and a wonderful cushion pass from Ian Wright. So alive to it. Watch it, just knocks it off in one. It wasn't a difficult pass for Vieira, plenty of space. But he gave Thompson the chance.
And it was played against Merson, and although the assistant pointed for an Arsenal throw, the referee rightly overruled him. But it's that type of pass, Andy, that went astray then that Arsenal have been a little wasteful of in this first half. Parler. Bowled over by Barmby. Of course, may well be remembered by the Arsenal fan as a former Tottenham player. Since then, he's represented Middlesbrough and scored for Middlesbrough on his debut for that club in the opening fixture here last season. He should have scored today. Well, Dave Watson wasn't to know what was behind him.
Needed a bit of help from somebody who was, because they were all blue shirts. A little shout, "I'll leave it," would have helped their skipper. Well, this time Steve Bold makes his way to the near post.
And Arsenal come up with the old routine. And it's Keown who would love a goal against one of his former clubs.
Yeah, Duncan Ferguson, just a little slack on Martin Keown here. At that near post area, just allows him to sneak in front of him.
Yes, it was a typical forwards reaction in his own penalty area, wasn't it? It's so strange. He'll go in for everything with great confidence at one end. And maybe just be slightly off the pace at the other. That's why he's a striker and not a centre-back. Here's Barmby. Stewart. Everton certainly standing their corner here.
I was just going to say, Martin, yeah, certainly of the two managers, Joe Royle would be at half-time, if it stays like this, the happier. He'll be unhappy the fact that there's goals been disallowed that should have stood. But I think in general, he'll be really, really pleased with the way his team have gone about the job that he set them today. For Arsene Wenger, he'll be looking for the kind of response he got at midweek at Roker Park. A far better second-half performance than they've given in the first.
Right. That's a speculative ball from Merson. At least it forces Phelan to play it out. And Merson almost confusing each other. Adams. Right. And drop it beyond Phelan, who was well positioned. Bergkamp read the direction of the header. Unsworth tussling with Parler. Throw given to Everton. David Unsworth, who was called up and played for England in the Umbro Cup, getting on for a couple of years ago. Bolt. Powerful run, ball bounced off Barrett for Wright, who was trying to tee up Merson but was nowhere near finding him, and speed at speed for Everton. Good tracking back by Bergkamp. Platt wanting some movement, someone to dictate the direction of the pass. Flag has gone up against Wright.
That was tight as well. El Barrett was coming from the far side round to try and cover. They'd gone behind. You watch him go behind Dave Watson. I think he's probably right, the linesman, just here. It's a tight decision.
Well, if there was an error, you might be able to forgive Paul Vosper on that far side, because he was only told at 10:30 this morning that he was running the line at Highbury today. The original choice, Jerry Lee, pulled out with the flu. speed. Seaman's kick was scuffed, but fortunately for him it went straight to Adams. A neat piece of play from the captain, put forward by Keown. But the Everton skipper was then penalised by Keith Burge for his challenge as we go into stoppage time. And Everton, who played well in this first half, don't want to let anything slip right at its very end. With Bergkamp, that might happen. Arsenal are going to get a corner. And it's resting with the referee. Exactly how much time there is to exploit this for the home side. Merson to take it. First half of few Arsenal chances. There's Thompson climbing very well. Everton will be pleased with most respects of their work in the first half, but very disappointed that Nick Barmby's excellent goal was ruled out. The assistant referee, Darren Spicer, said offside. It wasn't. And a scoreline that Everton will believe should have been 1-0 in their favour. It's only a goalless first half, but Joe Royle will have plenty to build on for the second half. At half-time at Highbury, it is 0-0.
Nassim. Johnson. Collins. Reed. Night of the Champions. The pay-per-view event coming soon to Sky Box Office. Plus, as part of this Sky Box Office event, Lewis V. McCall.
Sky subscribers can see Night of the Champions exclusively live by calling the automated ordering number on 0990 800 800. Book early to receive a £5 discount. Cable viewers contact your local operator.
When I got rid of my grey hair, I wanted a natural look. So I didn't take any chances. I used a sure thing for a natural look called Just for Men.
Apply Just for Men and in 5 minutes rinse. Especially timed to blend away grey, bring back your natural look and condition hair.
It's a sure thing.
Just for Men, a sure thing for a natural look.
Men, is grey hair in your moustache making you look too old? You need Just for Men gel. Brush in, rinse out. Grey's gone in just 5 minutes.
When was the last time you saw something really amazing?
That's amazing? That is amazing. Definitely amazing.
Flexon, the most flexible metal frame you've ever seen. The most comfortable frame you've ever worn. Flexon by Marchand.
You must admire Albarn.
Oh, Albarn has completely taken the music business apart.
But if he tried to take my hula hoops apart and reduce their form of incarnation to a mere blur, I should say, oi, Albarn, no!
You baby-faced mischief maker!
Get back to your big house!
Your very big ass!
In the country! Hula hoops are round, they're staying round, and they'll be around forever!
The brother's gonna work it out.
35 new directions in dance. From fluke, left field, and orbit. Everton. Plus the Ore, Chemical Brothers, and Underworld. Get wired now on double CD and cassette.
Satan! 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 Satan!
You will fall before him. Listen. You will listen to what he has to say. He will not be defeated. Listen, America. You're too late. He's already here. He is here.
There is a roundup of the usual suspects.
I work for Kaiser Soze. Nobody ever believed he was real.
They can all go to hell.
Who's Kaiser Soze?
But then hell can come to you.
One day's work. Very dangerous. This is bad.
They got all the angles covered.
There's nothing that can't be done.
But some questions have got no answers.
There is no Kaiser Soze.
Gabriel Byrne.
How do you shoot the devil in the back?
Kevin Spacey.
What if you miss?
The Oscar-winning The Usual Suspects coming soon to the Movie Channel.
Coming up on Sky Sports 2 tonight at 6:30, Real Betis against Bobby Robson's Barcelona. Beaten at home on Monday by the second bottom club. They go in against Betis now, who are currently 4th. That's quite a game coming up tonight at 6:30 on Sky Sports 2. Right now it's Highbury on a Super Sunday. Arsenal 0, Everton 0 at half-time. The rest of those facts: 9 attempts from the Gunners, on target with 3, 5 from Everton, on target with 2. Nicky Barmby will feel particularly hard done by at half-time. We'll have a look at that again in a moment. Just 6 offside decisions, one of them crucial, because it went against Barmby. And the action areas, dominated by Arsenal, but Everton had a good 10-15 minute spell there, leading into half-time. Possession, Arsenal's just. So no goals here at Highbury, but there were at the City Ground this afternoon when Nottingham Forest went in against the other half of North London, Spurs. And what a great start Tottenham had as well. They were a goal to the good after just 2 minutes. Andy Sinton, the goal scorer. Shortly after that, keep your eyes on Ramon Vega there, just to the left of the screen. There.
No, didn't touch him.
Just threw a punch that... Here we go again. Oh, you can't do that. That was a red card. Ramon Vega off before half-time. He'd been booked. There's a second. Was it second yellow? Yes, it was. And there's the red. So he had to go. Spurs still 1 up at this time. But that gave Forest a real lift into the second half here now. When, well, Brian Roy was claiming the goal. That made it 1-1. Pearce-inspired Forest fight back. How many times have we said that? And Roy got Forest second as well. So 2-1 to Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. And that lifts them out of the bottom 3 for the first time in 3 months. West Ham drop in there, and of course they're the hosts tomorrow night on the Monday Night Football against Leeds United. We're with John Hartson and Vinnie Jones here. No goals at half-time, John, but will Arsenal be a little relieved, perhaps, that Barmby's goal didn't count?
Yeah, we've got to be really, you know, you can see from here, we watched it again. And
I mean, your first reaction, actually, from this angle was onside, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought so straight away, and it's a great finish, but the Everton lads got to feel a bit hard done by there.
Terrific finish once he had the opportunity. We've seen it once or twice with Andy. He was definitely onside. Here we go again. There's the touch, onside.
It's not even a close one for me. He's way onside there.
And what about the finish as well?
Great finish. Keeper's got no chance.
And just to confirm it, we've put it through our computer. So no doubts now. But it's particularly irritating, Vinny, isn't it, when even if he was level, the advantage is supposed to go with the forward. How many of those have we seen recently?
That's right, yeah. You'd rather, you know, you'd rather see the... well, you'd like to see the linesman take the initiative and, you know, sort of let the play go on a little bit and see how it results. I mean, you know, people's lives he's affecting there, isn't it? You know, and their livings. You know, they've got to be better. Something's got to be, you know, something's got to be done.
Have Everton surprised you?
Yeah, they've started well. They've done well. Watson's done well at the back. I just think that Wrighty, he's just waiting for a little chance to score. You know, he's had
3 or 4 half
he's had
chances.
3 or 4 half
Not there,
chances,
is it,
yeah.
a touch?
And I think Barmby's been lively and Ferguson's been doing well in the air.
And what would you expect from the Gunners' second half? Is this typical of what's been happening here at Highbury?
Yeah, it is, you know, it's just getting that vital chance and that breakthrough, really. As Vinny said, you know, Wrighty's waiting for a chance and been close a few times. We've had a couple of efforts. But, you know, I think the gaff will get the boys up for it and expect a little bit more second half and get a few more crosses in, you know.
So goalless then at Highbury at half-time. Reminder that Forest beat Spurs by 2-1 to get themselves out of the bottom 3. But here, we are awaiting the first goal. We'll be back with the whole of the second half live next.
It's a talented lineup that extends Super Sunday into the evening on Sky One. At 5:30, we're in search of adventure on Walker's World. At 6...
Hello. I have misplaced my pen.
Sky One's the only place to see new episodes of The Simpsons. And at 7...
There is a story here that might interest you. Oh, no.
The shock of knowing your own future in Early Edition. At 8...
Jimmy?
Lost Youth in the New Adventures of Superman. Then at 9, the most frightening episode so far. A brand new series of The X-Files. And at 10, from the creator of The X-Files.
Somewhere out here is a bomb.
And we got about 3 hours to find it. Millennium. That's the new Super Sunday lineup tonight on Sky One.
No matter how smart you are, there's no way of knowing what's going to happen over the next 3 years. But if Daewoo carried out your servicing for 3 years with a courtesy car, and Daewoo provided 3 years total AA cover, and a 3-year comprehensive warranty, and 3 years insurance, all without costing a penny extra, now that would be smart. No headaches for the next 3 years? That'll be the Daewoo driver.
Excuse me, Sir Brown.
Got the present, sir?
Of course, Bob.
Enough in the whip round, then?
£75 and 14p.
14p? You put that in? I don't suppose you bought it with your...
With my Barclay card? Oh, yes, obviously, Boff. I had a manila envelope stuffed with cash, and so naturally, I used Barclay card.
Well, it would have been insured against loss or damage.
Boff! This is the wedding of the daughter of the head of MI7. There are 4 men on the roof, 2 in the choir, and the vicar has no previous convictions. I think that's ample insurance for a China teapot.
This overnight service from the UK really knocks me out.
Millie, the stripes, the stripes.
Clients just change their mind.
It's purple!
Overnight.
I got travel insurance from the post office back home. I got it while I was picking up my traveller's checks, so I'm fully covered.
I grow pineapples. I turn them into chunks. I sell them all over Europe. As for my invoices, I get the Royal Mail to send them from London to all my customers in one big chunk.
The Post Office, winning people over all over the world.
Slade, their greatest hits. Out now on CD and cassette.
As the UK's #1, Lun Poly give more discounts on more holidays than any other travel agent. Lun Poly, a better way to get away.
February, the shortest month. That's not short on great sporting action. Cricket, England continue their tour of New Zealand. Snooker, the International Open. Golf, the Dubai Classic, the South African Open, and the South African PGA. Football, the season's first silverware gets closer with the first leg of both Coca-Cola Cup semi-finals. Table-topping Premiership action as Arsenal entertain Championship rivals Manchester United.
What a smashing goal!
The road to Wembley continues with the world's greatest knockout tournament. It's the 5th round of the FA Cup. And on the 12th, it's an Italian job for Glenn Hoddle's unbeaten England as they face the might of one of Europe's top sides in a crucial World Cup qualifier. Superb live sporting action for February on Sky Sports.
There's World Championship boxing coming up next month. Prince Naseem Hamed looking for his second title when he meets the IBF champion Tom Johnson. And Lennox Lewis will be hoping to regain his heavyweight crown when he meets Oliver McCall. There'll be 5 world title fights in all over 2 nights on Sky Box Office. For more information on this special pay-per-view event, call 0990 800 888. 0990 800 888. Right now on a Super Sunday, Arsenal against Everton. We await our first goal here. At the City Ground a little earlier, Nottingham Forest beat Spurs by 2-1. First time Tottenham have lost 3 in a row under Jerry Francis. And they could do with a win right now. But Forest are out of the bottom 3. West Ham go in there. They are the hosts tomorrow night on the Monday Night Football when they meet Leeds. Right now, here at Highbury, let's rejoin our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Well, Richard, Andy and I have been having the debate, the old chestnut, about whether technological aid should be used by officials to prevent the miscarriage of justice that we saw in the first half. Now, Arsenal, and this is big news, Lee Dixon is on as a substitute, and it's the number 8 board being held by the 4th official, Steve Dunn. Ian Wright is not coming out for the second half.
That can only be for an injury, Martin. Surely they wouldn't take off Ian Wright.
Well, he had a calf strain earlier in the week. They were absolutely sure that it was OK for today, but maybe that will be what we will hear. We're obviously trying to get the details on that from Nick Collins straight away. So Dixon, who was actually hurt in a tackle with Peter Beardsley in Arsenal's win up at St James's Park a while back now. He returns to the fray. Everton return to the task of trying to end this run of 4 successive defeats. And offered enough in the first half to suggest that they could repeat what they achieved here last January and beat Arsenal at Highbury.
Yeah, Lee Dixon's just gone into his usual position, that right-hand side. Ray Parlour into central midfield area, and Paul Merson and Dennis Bergkamp playing up top.
As they did successfully at Sunderland. Dixon involved straight away. Here's Winterburn. Nice from Bergkamp. Merson pursuing it right to the byline itself. He's making Everton work at the back, and Arsenal get a throw. Winterburn making a very late run, and he caught Kanchelskis out. If the ball had been a little bit better, could have been something on for Nigel Winterburn then. There might still be for Arsenal with Vieira. It's a corner.
Well, it started brightly, Arsenal. As if Arsene Wenger had 1 or 2 words to say about the first half performance.
Little power between Adams and Bold and Keown. Is it going to be muddled in here? Platt is there. Bergkamp. He thought he saw a handball. Barrett gets Everton out of trouble. Barmby. Winterburn, who is bursting his lungs to get forward a moment or 2 ago, still has to be on duty to curb that Kanchelskis threat. Parlour, now a midfield man. This is his natural position. Winterburn. Stewart. Obstructed.
I think it's a little unlucky, Patrick Vieira.
Brownby leaving it. Watson having a good look. In fact, you'd expect it to go towards Duncan Ferguson. That's why. This is a matter of getting it right from the knock-on. Bergkamp's got it to the right here, to Merson. Trying to get there. It was Dixon trying to get there.
Energy to burn.
A little bit sloppy there.
Yeah, feeling unsure
on the way back. Parlour. Now Mercer. Bergkamp coming in, but Barrett had not really given him an area to move into. But reclaiming by Dennis Bergkamp, and then maybe a free shot goal here for Vieira.
Well, they almost paid for that mistake in central midfield. A lovely break from Arsenal. Great fetching from Bergkamp. He's got an awful lot of space, Patrick Vieira. Look at him. Edge of the box. Watson tries to get to him. It's well wide, but it was struck really well.
We've been waiting for a chance to bring in Nick Collins. Nick.
Martin, Ian Wright's got a slight hamstring strain. That's the reason for the substitution. It happened about 2 minutes before half-time. Arsenal say it's not serious, but they don't want to risk making it worse. That's why he's not reappeared for the second half.
Thanks, Nick. Ian Wright's misfortune is Lee Dixon's game. Winterburn motoring again. Right beginning to the second half. Bergkamp. Well, it took two to stop him. Really difficult save so far for Neville Southall from Merson. A barometer about how well Everton have done collectively. Thompson. Versatile performer, and from Denmark they saw him as a natural sweeper early in his career. Unswept. Well, you could see what was in his mind.
Good ball.
A bit too quickly for him.
Nearly a good ball. Like, he really fizzed it at him, didn't he, Andrew Kanchelskis?
It ended up as one of those Gascoigne type passes off the outside of the foot, but not quite with the same intent. Unswept. But here's Platt. Bergkamp holding to stay onside, which he managed to do. Can he find the sort of angle that he did against Spurs here before Christmas? Not this time.
One against Sunderland in midweek, this sort of area. Looking for the far post, setting it out and trying to bend it back in. He wasn't looking for anything else. Wasn't looking for a teammate. He was just looking to just tuck this back in on his right foot, set it wide of the post and try and bend it back in. Didn't bend this time.
Well, can he be the difference between the two sides, which look so well matched on the evidence so far? Two signs of Arsenal getting a quicker to the ball in the second half. Merson. Well, again, that travelled a long way. And whether David Platt was too far forward too soon. That's the way it was called.
The ball did travel a long way. He's pulling at the back post, David Platt. Yet again, that's not offside. When this linesman likes the sight of his own flag, I'm pretty sure of that.
We're debating the technology. It would only have taken a few seconds for an extra official to have indicated the legality of Nick Barmby's goal in the first half. Blatter, the General Secretary of FIFA, saying that there will be no, as long as he's in charge, there will be no technological aid for officials. The human factor is all part and parcel of the game, and many will support that view. But you just have to feel for Nick Barmby and for Everton. Important time in their season. A goal that could have led to a crucial victory here after a poor run. Arsenal looking for the win for themselves. They've been the beneficiaries of the earlier incident. Merson. And Platter's got space. Vieira. Haven't quite looked as coordinated, Everton, since the break. And Bold trying to unhinge them here with Platt's help. Dixon. Well, Bergkamp will reach this. Arsenal have the lead. 9 minutes into the second half. It's been hard work for them, but Bergkamp has broken through.
Well, you can't say it's not been on the cards. They come out second half. They've upped the tempo of their game. They've dominated possession. They watch us for a finish. It's right borderline again, but Graham Stewart puts his hand up instead of going to close him down. And if you think that was an easy finish, he just made it look easy. That was a difficult finish. No power, just cushioned it inside of the foot, guided it wide of Southall. That's a brilliant finish.
It was stroked into the back of the net by this artist of a footballer. And Everton's sense of grievance from the first half will be increased. But the signs were there, Andy. Arsenal had picked up the pace of their play, and Everton had shown one or two indications of perhaps not being able to cope with it.
Well, they gave it away, that move. They never really covered after El Barrett gave it away in this near side, really sloppily. Didn't recover the ball at all until Neville Southall took it out the net. But I think they've started, I think Everton have started slack and sloppily. Whether they were too confident at the start of the second half, that's always a danger. But Arsenal have jumped at them from the whistle. Really started brightly.
Well, Merson has forced this corner. And Everton have got to find something extra now. Their controlled team play in the first half, a thing of the past. They dropped their standards at the start of the second half. Already one goal down. Keown. Now Vieira. It's two. It flew in from Patrick Vieira.
Well, he hit one 5 minutes ago with Venom with his right foot. But this one he strikes just as perfectly. Look at the hand up at the edge of the box. Always a good position. And when Everton don't quite close him down, well, that's past Neville Southall before he can move. It's the pace that beats the goalkeeper. It's as simple as that. It's right next to him, but it's past him before he can do anything.
Well, one finish of stealth from Bergkamp, one of raw power from Vieira, and Arsene Wenger, who has been telling his players in the build-up to this game that a victory was absolutely imperative today. Well, they're in good shape now. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 2 seconds for Arsenal. And it's Bergkamp. Well, it could so easily have been 3. Credit Neville Southall, who stopped it being 3. And Everton are falling apart.
Well, that was glowing football. Loved every bit of that. What a ball from Winterburn. But watch this as for a take. His first touch is absolutely magnificent. That's what creates a chance for him. Second one's out his feet. what an important save that might be. Even at 2-0, if they go 3, that's it. Heads are down, game's over. Showboat time for Arsenal.
And this has happened since Ian Wright left the game. Not a one-man team.
He might get left out.
Bold. Kanchelskis, they're going to look to the likes of him now, Everton. International pedigree in attack.
Well, Bergkamp for me, Martin, is just getting better and better as this season's gone on. I think he's growing in stature, growing in confidence. Apart from that. But you see what he's trying to do. Always got a picture, always knows ahead of what he's going to do. You can see that picture. He's playing with such confidence.
Well, let's just dampen the enthusiasm for Arsenal for a moment to remind you that Bergkamp's got a 3-game suspension coming up. Ian Wright, well, might not keep him out for too long. Ferguson going in, it's the one back for Everton here. And Ferguson was looking for Keown as he came down, and again, and Keith Burge was caught up with the incident. And whether he saw it right from the start, I'm not sure. But Duncan Ferguson is going to get at least a yellow card on a ground where he was sent off a couple of years ago.
Well, they came together, it's as simple as that, Martin. I think he took exception to this challenge. Keown does well, but I think Ferguson felt that he was pulled back, he was impeded, but as they get up from there, the ball was cleared. Yeah, I don't think any contact was made, but just watch again if we didn't quite see it. But they just came together more or less chest to chest. There was no more than that.
No, I was worried about the first incident when the foot went down.
I think it was after that, the second one, that the referee spotted. And that's why the card came out.
Speed.
Well, they just need to clear their heads now, Everton. Just got to steady the ship, stop the rot.
Well, Arsenal scored 2 in quick succession. Can be done by both teams. Barnby. This is Graham Stewart. Looking for Ferguson. Keown was there again. It came off Adams' head, but Keown was curbing the Ferguson threat. Martin Keown's a bit of a hothead himself. Ball from Dixon. It was a great one from Merson. Southall's got to be sure-footed here, and he was. I always tell you, he could have been an outfield player in the pro game.
Yeah, what a touch from Merson. We talked about Bergkamp's from Winterburn's pass, but what about the touch from Merson from that pass? He's travelling 30-40 yards, and he killed it instantly into his path.
Merson, this is David Platt. Back came Barrett. And down went Platt.
Well, the touch from Merson was absolutely first class. Look at that one, when he controlled the pass, you can see when he's trying to feed Bergkamp in. His touch from the pass was wonderful.
On the stretcher there for David Platt. Let's hope that that's just a precaution. Arsenal ponder the fate of Platt. Joe Royle has decided that Andrei Kanchelskis, who's not been effective today, that's a compliment to Nigel Winterburn. So an experienced man has been called off, and the teenager, 18-year-old Michael Branch, is coming on. Well, David Platt hasn't had much fortune since he's come to Arsenal, back to the English game from Italy with injuries.
It's old hamstring by the looks of it.
Has gone.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Hughes certainly showed his pedigree when he played the full 90 minutes and scored at Sunderland in midweek. So it's a second change for Arsene Wenger. Dixon came on at half-time. Hughes now for Platt. That's pretty much like for like in the centre of midfield. Vieira getting some different company. Parler to his right, Hughes now to the left. But, around the chopping and changing, Arsenal has scored 2 goals. Seaman beating Ferguson to it. Winterburn just flexing muscle as well down in front of us as the play goes on the other side of the pitch.
Again, he's feeling that hamstring area.
Vieira. Here's Hughes. Actually left-sided and a confident beginning from him. Stewart having to chase back and concede the corner. Lovely 20-year-old Stephen Hughes comes from Wokingham.
Not a bad first touch when you come into the game. It's often difficult to pick up the pace. Lovely play.
Steering it back towards Vieira. Getting the ball into his feet as well. Merson. Ferguson coming out, he's got to be careful. Having already picked up a yellow card. Winterburn. Bergkamp, beautifully done for Hughes. Getting away from speed. And then looking to cross. Might have been another one in the offing because Arsenal had Steve Bold in the centre.
It wasn't a great header from David Unsworth, I have to say. Clearing header. I think he was happy that Dave Watson was able to clear it.
And Arsene Wenger was telling me up in the northeast how impressed he's been by Stephen Hughes, and he's pleased in a way to get a chance to play him. Everton have got a free kick here, earned by Stewart. Well, they made a late rally to take all 3 points here a year ago. When they do that, something special's got to be in the offing, and Ferguson could have triggered that off.
That was a decent ball. And if you're delivering a free kick, it's just about the perfect place. It's in front of both Watson and Ferguson. They're both trying to get there. They needed a slight touch. Michael Branch has been brought in. He's been pushed up front alongside Ferguson. They just tucked Graham Stewart onto this right-hand side where Andrei Kanchelskis was playing. Nicky Barmby's just dropped off the front.
His own flick. A quarter of the game to go. Everton seemingly stuck in a rut. Barrett. Barmby on ball by Vieira. Here's a chance to utilise the aerial threat. Ferguson just picking himself up, having adjusted a bootlace. He's starting pretty central, just drifting deeper now. And he goes!
Well, the threat's there. We talked about it often enough in this match. And it's there for all to see. It's a great ball in, fed in really well. All Steve Bold can do is just try and stop him getting a clear header. He can't do that. Fortunately for David Seaman, Straight at him.
It must be very tempting just to put everything in at him. At this level of the game, teams pride themselves on their variety, but when you've got someone who you can't be marked, there's space up there that can't be filled if you can't jump that high. Bergkamp nicked it past Watson. Can really wrap it up for Arsenal here. Merson does.
Well, when it's going for you, it's going for you. He commits suicide. David Unsworth passing into his fellow centre-back, was never reaching him. And once Bergkamp was away, Unsworth was never catching him. Look how quickly Bergkamp reacts. That's a suicide ball. You're 2-0 down. But watch this for luck. Keeper does his job. And anything can come straight back off Bergkamp, straight into Merson's path. And that is game, set, and match. I must name Southampton. He does everything, but can do nothing there.
Well, Liverpool did it in the second half to Aston Villa yesterday, and Arsenal have come up with a very similar story here at Highbury today. To stay very much in the chase.
They've been better, Mark. It's as simple as that. I have to say, I can't disagree with the scoreline at the moment. Apart from that Nicky Barmby goal first half, Arsenal have been well worth 3 goals second half. And then the far better side, if Everton are not careful, there could be one or two more here.
Bergkamp. And he was looking for the player who made up the ground, Tony Adams.
Lovely break again. Look at that. Tony Adams again, that cavalier role. That freedom that Arsene Wenger has given his centre-backs if they want to go and join the play.
Parlour, beautifully done. Merson. Bergkamp, great play from Arsenal. Bergkamp again. Parlour, can he reach it? Not quite. But we spoke at the start, Andy, about the shortcomings of Everton defensively in the bad run of the 4 straight defeats. And the first goal seems to have opened the floodgates again here.
That would worry Joe Royle. Right, and the fact that at 1-0 that they didn't steady it, and clear their heads and come back and get into the game. They conceded 2 very, very quick goals. And to be fair, could have been more.
Well, to remind you of some news for boxing fans, 2 nights of big fight action in February. Prince Nassim Hamed's unification fight with Tom Johnson. Lennox Lewis looking to regain his crown against Oliver McCall. 2 of the 5 world title bouts on Sky Box Office, a special pay-per-view event. If you need to know more, the number to call 0990 800 888. Winterberg. Arsene Wenger has been saying our major problem at Arsenal has been these suspensions. A couple of injuries collected in the heat of the battle today. But what a performance Arsenal putting on in the second half. Revelling in maybe the major example set by Bergkamp, but the 2 of them teasing and taunting Everton Football Club.
So difficult to cope with, people who are prepared to run at you, but not only that, run at you at pace with the ball totally under control.
This is Tony Adams climbing, but Miles Thompson diverted it away. Retrieved by Dixon. Doesn't need to put it in straight away. Parlour. Looking for some progress here against Barmby. Dixon. Everton found wanting again. Until Gary Speed stuck out a leg. But Everton giving it away cheaply now. So different to the first half. And they really stood up and were counted, and when, let me remind you, they should have taken the lead. The goal was properly disallowed. But the Olays for Arsenal now. Hughes. Bergkamp given offside.
Well, I said if they get the third, it was showboat time. That's what we're getting now. Pass, 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 pass. Even that's not offside. Linesman gets it wrong yet again.
Maybe that's what Joe Worrell might cling to when he assesses the game. The effects of that goal not being given.
Certainly may have made a difference, Mark. To go in at half-time 1-up would have been a huge boost to Everton. But I have to say that I think this second half performance from Arsenal has been very, very impressive. I think people at Anfield and Old Trafford, I think too, would have been so impressed.
Well, as you might have guessed, we're hearing that it's a serious hamstring pull for David Platt.
I have to say,
big games to come here, and we'll be bringing them to you on Sky Sports. Manchester United in mid-February, and then Wimbledon, who often do well here at Highbury. And almost brought a ladder with him that time, Keogh. Speed. This is Michael Branch.
Good run from the youngster. Gave Speed a target. As soon as he loses it here, then he's off across the face of Tony Adams. Difficult to turn and get pace in the shot.
Thompson. Barmby. Branch again. Turning Keogh. And arriving on the scene with those long legs this time was Ferguson, stretching one of them to make contact. Again, the ball flew straight at Seaman. Into work from the goalkeeper twice in a matter of seconds, but not giving him difficult saves to make. Unsworth. Phone number for you, 0891 111101. So many phone numbers today. Bring a pencil and pad with you when you watch us next time. Winterburn pressing Stewart and fouling him. Testimonial year, Nigel Winterburn, and he does the job week in, week out. And I'm sure all the Arsenal fans will be rallying around in that particular cause. Looking very frustrated, Everton now.
Well, there must be 2 goals in, what, 2 minutes, 2 seconds, you said. Huge blow.
Bergkamp kind of worried about his health then. There was no retaliatory thoughts in his challenge like there was up at Sunderland in the league game, which saw him get that red card. He's not happy though.
Well, he's certainly been involved in the play. Very influential. I don't know why Dave Watson's getting booked, Mark. He's certainly been called over. I don't know whether he's indicating that tackle on Bergkamp a little bit earlier when he limped away from it.
Whether Bergkamp's learnt a lesson or whether the fact is that Arsenal are 3-0 up has changed his mood. But he kept out of trouble that time, but Certainly a bruising challenge. Here's Ferguson going in again. We were speculating at half-time, and the strengths of Kanchelskis and Ferguson are well documented, but do they go hand in glove together?
No would be a one-word answer for that. There's no doubt Duncan Ferguson needs people to service the ball from him from wide areas, Martin. Good service, where he can really score goals. And we all know Andre Kanchelskis loves to finish things off. He loves to cut infield and get a shot on goal himself. So perhaps a little bit of work to be done on that partnership, that relationship.
Well, I suppose it's okay if the crosses are coming in from other parts of the team, but they've really dried up now as Arsenal press on again. Merson, backhand, wonderful save.
Well, he's made 2 or 3 blinding saves this afternoon, Neville Southall. This one's arcing into the top corner. Again, he has to get good spring. Gets that right arm up. Not only that, but strong enough wrist to push it over.
So Everton have to deal with a Nigel Winterburn corner. 3-0 down they are. Adams can keep it in. Blocked by Barrett. Dixon. Parler, sheer-footed work from Arsenal again. And Southall straight to Merson, and he turned away. Gave us the clue, actually. He spun round in despair. As soon as he hit it, he knew it was going wide.
This is a lovely ball from Winterburn. It's just played into an area. Just rushed it just a little. First touch. Didn't quite get it onto his right side. He's looking just to get it out his feet onto his right side. Stuck under his feet a little. Therefore, he just dragged it wide.
But again, who'd have thought it at half-time? Certainly Arsenal believed that they could do it. They came out with this extra impetus. We saw it at Sunderland on Wednesday. Shown that they've got something in reserve when they need it. There's some very big battles to come at Highbury. David Seaman was in the side that won the championship in '91. Won't change Arsenal's league position, this result, but I just wonder whether the bookmakers might adjust the odds on the strength of the way they've played. Manchester United still the bookies' favourites. Barrett. Bergkamp with great technique to match the vision. Merson. Thompson, can he get there? He did the second time to stop Hughes or Vieira cashing in. Day all round for this part of North London, with Tottenham, if you haven't heard it, losing to Nottingham Forest. Southall moving into midfield. Vieira.
I knew that was coming.
Trying to catch Neville a long way from home.
Yeah. Soon it arrived, you could see he was just trying to flick it up onto his right foot, and it was always going to be sent forward. It's left it, up it goes. It's always been launched from there.
On Monday Night Football, And West Ham dropping down the table worryingly will be looking for some reward from a home game against George Graham's Leeds. We'll see that starting at 7 tomorrow. Merson. Hughes. Stewart not losing his discipline.
Yeah, you mentioned that David Platt's injury, but I have to say, Martin, this Stephen Hughes, I watched him at Sunderland, and now, second half of this match, I have to say, if this is the young lad that's going to take his place while he's injured, he's been pretty impressive from what I've seen so far.
Well, Arsenal, of course, have been linked with so many players in the transfer market. Ferguson, the goalkeeper, could have got it. Ferguson is taking no chances. Dixon from the short corner, that was a bit fortunate. Merson! Teed up by Hughes.
That wasn't a good strike. Here's a good example of the importance of a bad cross. That's all it was, he just didn't get it. Lee Dixon. I think Hughes, had he had it on his left side, would have had the shot himself. Just looked to set up Paul Merson.
Ferguson. Still time to cast your vote for man of the match. 0891111101. But we talk about the senior players being injured, but it does mean opportunity for others. Liverpool with Jamie Carragher getting a game and a goal yesterday against Aston Villa, an absolutely vital goal. Stephen Hughes coming in to further his experience. He did make his debut more than 2 years ago. He's been scarcely seen since then. Winterberg. I feel sorry for Ian Wright, who's had to sit out through suspension and then only getting 45 minutes here before having to give in to an injury, and he's back on the bench.
I just wonder if the decision to take him off was influenced at all by the fact that this is Dennis Bergkamp's last game before that suspension, Martin. And I think if it was just a tweak, then I think it'd probably 5 or 6 days rest will certainly be okay for him.
Well, if it was so, it was a brilliant decision, I must say, because you'd counter that argument by saying, hang on, it's 0-0, Everton are playing well, they should be a goal in front. And we've been emphasising how much we've got to win this game. Stewart, but win it, Arsenal surely will. Unless Everton can effect a miracle in the 3 or so minutes that remain. Vieira reflecting the confidence in the Arsenal camp, but it was a bit misplaced then. Unsworth. Stewart helping it on. Branch. They've had 1 or 2 sights of Seaman's goal in the second half since the roof rather fell in, but they haven't been able to take any of them. Arsenal able to run down the clock here. Phelan. Ferguson. Oh, we've had to accelerate there. Branch. A chance for Phelan. That's a terrific tackle by Steve Bold. It looked a great opportunity for Phelan to get one back for Everton. Ferguson. Well, he bettered Bold in the air then, but a few seconds earlier, Steve Bold was spot on with his challenge.
That was first-class interception from Bold. Feeling it had come out the play and then went back in again. He might just have delayed a fraction too long. No doubt, great block from Steve Bold.
Unsworth. Well, Liverpool and Manchester United furthering their own causes yesterday, but Arsenal have taken the opportunity this fixture presented to them after a slow start.
The police have asked us to remind you, severe delays on the Piccadilly line, severe delays on Piccadilly, please use Victoria. Thank you.
This is Barrett. Stewart. Out by Adams into the final minute. Branch. Everton have got 3 in the centre. They're trying to give their travelling fans in that corner of the ground something memorable to take home on that long journey back to Merseyside. The danger of Duncan Ferguson has been apparent, but Arsenal have survived it. In he goes! Well, he deserves that.
Oh, what a header.
Head and shoulders above the rest, 3-1.
Well, third goal in consecutive games for Duncan Ferguson, but no victories for him. This is an awesome header. It's towering. You just don't beat a guy like that in the air. You're absolutely right. You just got to stop his run or try and block him. But not only did he get there, he directs it absolutely perfectly into the corner. Head and shoulders, son. What a great header. Classic. But little more than a consolation.
Well, they may have got the last goal of the game. They'll go home believing with full justification they should have got the first goal of the game. It didn't happen. And Arsenal stepped in. Bold. Bergkamp who setting off ahead of Hughes. Merson. Hughes again, and get through the gap. Here's Branch. Well, Everton still pressing, and Arsenal just waiting for the whistle, really. A bit more on that attack, and the scoreline could have been a lot closer.
There's no doubt Arsenal would have taken their foot off the accelerator mark in the last 5 minutes of this match, try and coast it in.
Arsenal keep on the tails of Liverpool and Manchester United. Arsene Wenger delighted by the win caused by the second half showing, but in the first half, Nick Barmby's disallowed goal, a crucial chapter in the story we brought you this afternoon. Ferguson's goal that did count came at the end and couldn't change the situation, which had gone extravagantly Arsenal's way. With another delightful Dennis Bergkamp goal, and just over 2 minutes later, a thunderous drive from Patrick Vieira effectively put the game out of Everton's reach. But Arsenal still had another one to come. It looked as though it was Bergkamp's. In the end, it was Mersen's. And Everton, 5 defeats in a row, no repeat of their Highbury joy last January, despite the domination that Ferguson showed in his phase of the game. Neville Southall made some fine saves. So Arsenal 3 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand, 2 on level matches behind Manchester United. Both still have to come here. There's some red-hot Highbury occasions to come. The Arsenal fans have enjoyed it today. Arsenal 3, Everton 1.
Very enjoyable. And the man of the match should take some thinking about. Give us a call. The number is 0891 111101. 0891 111101. 3-1 then to the Gunners at Highbury. Been some good action elsewhere today, notably at the City Ground, and we'll have a look at it when we come back.
Nassim, Johnson, Collins, Reed. Night of the Champions, the pay-per-view event, coming soon to Sky Box Office. Plus, as part of this Sky Box Office event, Lewis V. McCall.
Sky subscribers can see Night of the Champions exclusively live by calling the automated ordering number on 0990 800 800. Book early to receive a £5 discount. Cable viewers contact your local operator.
The new S40. Underneath, it's a Volvo.
Now there are twice as many reasons to keep in touch with BT's friends and family.
Hello? Hi, it's me. Look, I'm trying to organise a get-together.
Great. That sounds great. Yeah, what time shall we make it?
So if you're not doing anything, come along.
Good idea, but I can't stay late. I like to be in bed by 9.
BT's friends and family has now doubled in size. You now get 10% off not just 5, but 10 numbers, and it's free to join. So make your list and ring 0800 05 55 55 right now. One of them can be an international number.
I'd love to. You would? Oh, that'd be brilliant.
And one can be a mobile.
I tell you, this digging lark's gonna do me in.
BT's friends and family. It's doubled in size so you can make twice as many savings.
You're late, you're late, you're late, you're late. I can communicate with the other side. I can see spirits. I don't know why.
experience another side of the other side. The Frighteners.
How do you choose your dandruff shampoo? The first one you come to? One your girlfriend uses? One with matching body spray and mouthwash? Or the one that's been proven in test after test after test to remove dandruff faster than any ordinary dandruff shampoo, whilst leaving you with great-looking hair? He's got it. Have you? Head and Shoulders. Getting rid of dandruff faster is what we do best.
That was very enjoyable, particularly second half. 4 very good goals, 3-1 to Arsenal. 23 attempts, on target with 11. Everton, to be fair, 13 attempts, and they hit the target 9 times. Heavily weighted corner count in Arsenal's favour as well. Ferguson and Watson both went into the book in that second half. First half, the action area is dominated by Arsenal. 51% of the possession at half-time, 55 over the 90 minutes. Ball in play, a very good 66 minutes. By far and away the better of the second half in the action areas for Arsenal, as you would expect. And have they won all the prizes today? Man of the match. It was Dennis Bergkamp the other night at Sunderland when we saw them. It looks like it's Dennis Bergkamp again. 35%. Merson's got 25%. Vieira 14%. And the rest between them 26%. So let's hear from the man of the match. He's with Nick Collins.
Well, Dennis, congratulations. For the second match running, Arsenal seem to have really stepped up a gear after half-time.
Yeah, again, quite the same game, I think. First half, very difficult, and the second half, we scored a goal, and yeah, to be honest, that was it.
Getting that goal so soon after half-time, how important was that, do you think?
Well, it proved to be important on Wednesday, and it's important now again, because I felt something broke in the Everton side, and therefore, yeah, we could manage to win the match quite easily.
Were the players particularly fired up because the top two had won yesterday, and it was obviously important that you kept the pressure on them?
Well, most of all, it was that we won on Wednesday, and we wanted to continue that way, to win the games, especially at home. So we were pretty motivated for this game, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, it's 1 win in 6 in the Premiership before this, so you were due one like this, weren't you?
I think so. I think that's fair to say. Especially again at home, you have to win those games, and I hope we can do that.
And can you maintain this challenge, even though there's obviously going to be suspensions to yourself and injuries, by the looks of it, to David Platt and Ian Wright?
Yeah, but so far we managed quite well. I think without Ian, we played well. Without John, we could play well, and I'm sure the team will do well without me. So it's nice to have 3 good strikers in the team who can decide games.
Well, listen, well played again. The man of the match for the second match running. Carling man of the match, and the champagne for you. Well done.
Thanks.
Cheers, Dennis.
Thoroughly deserved. It's only 2 from 3, of course, up front. John Hartson's available after this one again. He's been our guest today, along with Vinnie Jones. And let's have a look back at the best incidents of that 90 minutes. And, John, just exactly what Arsenal needed, as Nick was saying. You had to win this, didn't you?
Yeah, we had to win before the game, you know. Desperately needed the 3 points. As I said earlier, we don't want to let the teams go too far ahead of us. As Dennis said there, you know, it was pretty close first half, and perhaps we were a little bit lucky not to go in a goal down. You know, Everton might feel a bit hard done by there. But Dennis has set us on our way with another brilliant goal, and from there we didn't really look like losing the game there.
And he's had such a good game. He's rather overshadowed Paul Merson, who once again has performed well for Arsenal today. He's in some form as well at the moment, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Merson and Dennis have done really well together. You know, while we've had suspensions.
There's the goal you're talking about.
That was a goal.
Confirmed at half-time onside, and Everton will wonder how different a game it might have been had that counted.
Yeah, that's a good goal, that.
And they had a good spell, Vinny, didn't they? 10-15 minutes leading into half-time.
Yeah, I can't believe they never come out second half all guns blazing, because they certainly wouldn't have lost 3 goals, you know. I don't know what happened in there.
Do you think they came out thinking that the job had maybe been done?
I think they might, you know, have give it their all for 45 minutes and blew a gasket a little bit, because they didn't look the same side second half. Whether they were still disappointed about the disallowed goal.
What about that?
It's fantastic. I enjoyed watching him today. That's made my day him today, just watching him, some great touches.
That's top draw, isn't it? Quality again from Dennis Bergkamp.
felt a bit sorry for Ferguson up front. He battled away against Keown and Adams and Boldy all day. You know, it was a hard one for him, but I think he deserved his goal really at the end of the day. He'd done himself justice there. He had a battle.
2 goals for Arsenal in just over 2 minutes.
Super touch again.
And they weren't. I mean, the nice thing about this side now, John, is you're not happy with that. You want to go on and get 3s and 4s, and that's important, isn't it?
It would have been rich
if
it weren't for Neville Southall. It would have been.
Yeah.
The good thing is that we're creating chances, and as soon as we do get that vital goal and go a goal up, we look then as if we can go on and win 5 or 6-0 in some games. You know, if we're in for the goalkeeper. We've created enough chances today by doing that, and we also done it on Wednesday.
And it's also tight at the top. As I said, it might just come down to goal difference. And you'll look back on afternoons like this and think, well...
You know, Nev's had an outstanding afternoon, really, and he's conceded 3 goals.
This is the goal, Vinny.
Great goal, yeah. Someone's got a block in there, really. Got to get a block on him. Yeah, someone's got to get a block on him there. The boys are 3-0 up, they're coasting. All they're waiting to do is light their cigars up, and Ferguson comes in and scores. I think he deserved it. I think he battled well, you know. But Everton, there was a few missing again, weren't there?
3-1 Arsenal. Paul Merson and Dennis Bergkamp amongst the goal scorers. Vieira got the other. Meanwhile, at the City Ground today, this one kicked off an hour earlier. Spurs against Nottingham Forest. Great start for Tottenham when Andy Sinton scored after just 2 minutes. But they could have done without this. Keep your eyes on the edge of the 6-yard box here. Ramon Vega, and I think it's Colin Cooper getting in a tangle, and then Vega thumped him. There it is. And that led to him having to go off. We thought it was a second yellow at half-time, but Cooper was booked for his part in the incident, and Vega was sent off. And then they were up against it. And what about Forest right now? Vinny is a spokesman for the Crazy Gang, who have based a lot of their football down the years on heart and spirit and desire. They look full of those qualities at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, I spoke to Mark Crossley in the week, and he said they're playing well. I mean, they played us. We beat them 1-0. And they was unfortunate to lose against us, but he said since then they've been going well, and I'm pleased for them, you know.
2 from Brian Roy, and Forest won it by 2 goals to 1. So the FA Carling Premiership will confirm that they are out of the bottom 3 for the first time in 3 months. West Ham are in there now, but they play tomorrow night on the Monday Night Football against Leeds United. Very congested down there. Middlesbrough, Southampton and West Ham, the bottom 3 right now. At the top end, Chelsea, Wimbledon, Newcastle reading up from 6. Arsenal in 3rd place. They've closed the gap in terms of the points, and they've still got a game in hand, like Manchester United, on Liverpool, who lead at the moment 2 points clear. Let's go and hear from Joe Royal, who's with Nick Collins.
Well, Joe, commiserations. From your point of view, how crucial do you think it was that Nick Barmby's effort was ruled out when it was 0-0?
It is crucial, but it didn't take away some of the things I saw second half when, for a quarter of an hour, really, we just went completely walkabout defensively. Add that to the fact that they hit a purple patch. We were aggrieved at half-time. We felt that we should have been 1 goal in front.
Do you feel perhaps the players were still feeling a bit sorry for themselves when the second half started then?
Well, no, because at half-time there was nothing in the game, and I think over the 90 minutes there wasn't an awful lot in the game. It was just that purple patch when they hit us, when Bergkamp, Merson were playing particularly well, and we didn't handle it. And they defend very well, they're very strong defensively, but obviously the goal's crucial.
Without harping on too much about the disallowed goal, it was onside by quite a margin, actually. Here it is.
Yeah, well, we said that at the time, and quite obviously I was watching Nick's run, and you'll see, I'm sure, fairly quickly, all the arms will come up. There they go, the usual. And the goal's disallowed.
He seemed to react so quickly, though, didn't he, Nicky Barmby, whereas everybody else stood still?
Yeah, he took it well. He took it very well, but he was always moving and working off Duncan there. There was never any... I was astounded when the goal was disallowed, but that's the way it's going at the moment.
Now, you don't need me to remind you it's now 5 defeats in a row. Are we starting to talk about a crisis?
There's no doubt you'll talk about a crisis. I mean, that's your job to talk about a crisis, but we are in mid-table. What we've got to do is arrest it quickly and make sure it goes no further. Quite seriously, we have had a big injury problem. We were coming back today, and I thought at times today we looked more like ourselves. So we have a cup game next week, a home cup game, which is very, very vital to us, and we've got to make sure that we're in better nick for that.
Well, good luck in that. Thanks for talking to us today, Joe. Well done. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, we're certainly not talking about a crisis. John Hartson and Vinnie Jones, our guests here this afternoon. We will never know now, of course, John, but they are right to feel aggrieved. They should have been one up at half-time. But for all of that, do you think that Arsenal, over the 90 minutes, deserve what they came out with today?
Yeah, I do, definitely. I think we thoroughly deserved the 3 points, you know, at the end of the day. They'll be disappointed what happened half-time in the first half with Nicky Barmby, but it happens, and as Vinnie said earlier on, they came out second half, and at the start of the second half, I thought they were very quiet, like, you know, and they perhaps gave in for 20 minutes, and that's when we come strong and thoroughly deserved to win the game.
And what does it do at the top of the table? What message does it send out to those who would consider themselves challengers for the title?
Well, we know a lot of the top teams have got to come here, you know, Man United, Liverpool, Wimbledon, Newcastle, they've all got to come here and play. You know, we've been there this season. So they'll know that, and all we can do is just keep playing like we did today and hopefully win our home games.
Of course, when you're leading, the spotlight's on you. Is it nice to just be tucked in there, off the pace, but with a game in hand?
Well, it's nice, but obviously we'd rather be top. Like, we'd rather be top now than sitting in third. But it's nice to be up there and, you know, we're challenging.
And it's a compliment to Wimbledon that you get mentioned in the same breath these days. Quite right, too, eh?
It's only because he's my mate.
It's not. It's because you're sitting there in the top 6 right now.
Yeah, we've got 2 games on everybody, 3 on Liverpool. You know, if we can keep pushing away and staying up there, you know, that's the most important thing. I mean, you can see what's happened to Everton. They were going well, people talking about them. They've hit a few injuries and, you know, they're going to do no better than midway. I can't see them pushing at any stage.
If it weren't to be Wimbledon, and we won't commit you on that, who do you think will win the title?
I think Man U, and I think these will be runners-up. I think their strength is at the back. You know, they don't give a lot away. And then they've got the flair players up front, which... and John's included in that as well, the flair players. You know, and they're going to score your goals, you know, and it's, you know, to be honest, second half today was enjoyable, wasn't it? Watching Bergkamp, Merson.
Very much so.
You know,
smashing afternoon. So Arsenal have won today, and Nottingham Forest have won today in the Premiership. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will be having a look at action from a quite extraordinary match this afternoon in the First Division. Promise you, extraordinary game.
National Cup Final. The Sheffield Sharks' 3rd consecutive Cup Final appearance. 1 previous National Cup victory. Mission: to take out their opponents. The Leopards' 1st appearance in the final. No previous victories. Mission: to make the Sharks kiss their tails goodbye.
It is game time!
The National Cup Final. Sharks v Leopards. Tonight at 6:30 live on Sky Sports 1.
When I got rid of my grey hair, I wanted a natural look, so I didn't take any chances. I used a sure thing for a natural look called Just for Men.
Apply Just for Men and in 5 minutes rinse. Especially timed to blend away grey, bring back your natural look and condition hair.
It's a sure thing.
Just for Men, a sure thing for a natural look.
Men, is grey hair in your moustache making you look too old? You need Just for Men gel. Brush in, rinse out. Grey's gone in just 5 minutes.
To win the world's top rallies again and again, you need to build a car with outstanding maneuverability. A car that can stand up to any conditions. You must make the best possible use of space. And be at the very forefront of computer technology. Mitsubishi, winners of the 1996 World Rally Drivers' Championship.
Call your local merchant now for Colite, Britain's best-selling smokeless coal.
Now there are twice as many reasons to keep in touch with BT's friends and family.
Hello? Hi, it's me. Look, I'm trying to organise a get-together.
Great. That sounds great. Yeah, what time shall we make it?
So if you're not doing anything, come along.
Good idea, but I can't stay late. I like to be in bed by 9.
BT's friends and family has now doubled in size. You now get 10% off not just 5, but 10 numbers, and it's free to join. So make your list and ring 0800 05 55 55 right now. One of them can be an international number.
I'd love to. You would? Oh, that'd be brilliant.
And one can be a mobile.
I tell you, this digging lark's gonna do me in.
BT's Friends and Family. It's doubled in size, so you can make twice as many savings.
Don't move, we've got a lot to come yet, including an extraordinary game, as I said, from the First Division. That's in a moment. First of all, here's Arsene Wenger with Nick Collins.
Well, Arsene, congratulations. 2 wins in 5 days. Are you starting to hit the kind of form you hope to now?
I think we had a difficult week, and what is very interesting that we played 2 good games, and every time in the second half we could make the difference. Every time we had the first difficult half, and in the second half we looked stronger, and that's very encouraging, I think.
Sounds like your team talks at half-time are doing the trick.
No, I think just that maybe today Everton played a very well-organised first half and had many chances, and we had difficulty to find the rhythm. We needed patience and more movement, and that's what we could find in the second half, and a quicker passing game made us look more dangerous.
And scoring 3 goals after Ian Wright had to go off injured, how much of a bonus is that for you?
It just shows that what is important is the collective game. Of course, Ian Wright is a very important player for us, but I think also when you play collectively well, other players can get chances, and that's what we have shown in the game today.
Was Ian Wright's substitution a precautionary measure? I gather it's just a very slight hamstring strain.
Very slight. He could have played, but you know that we have some suspensions, and we didn't want to take any risk. So that's why we let him off out of the second half.
What's the news on David Platt?
I think he has a good pulled hamstring, and I think he will be out for 3 weeks.
So can you now build on these 2 results that you've had this week and keep the challenge going? Yourselves, Liverpool and Manchester United, of course, have all won this weekend.
You see, it's always a good basis and easier when you win for the managers. So I think we have time to recover. We have a rest of no competition for 10 days. So I think we need a little bit rest, recovery, and after. Of course, it's always better when you win to prepare the next game.
Do you think the title race might start to become a little clearer, though, or do you think it's going to remain confused till the end of the season?
I think until January, it was tied for 8 or 9 teams, and it looks now as only 6 or 5 teams could fight for it until the end, because I think some teams like Manchester now show that they are very strong and don't give any point away, even when they play away. So it will shorten the list maybe in March, and the difference will be made in March. So I just hope that we will play well, compete from game to game, and after we'll see where we can be, where we can situate ourselves. Just what is very interesting, I think, is what the football and the fun and how much a player enjoy to play. That's the most important for me.
Indeed. Arsene, thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Andy has rejoined us just in time to enjoy this, Andy. I promise you, something special from the First Division today. Port Vale against Queen's Park Rangers. Match commentator is Rob Hawthorne.
Oh, and the touch is in from Glover. Here's Guppy. It's a deep cross, and it's in. Lee Mills with a header. It's 2-0. Flicked on by Mills, and Naylor has found the gap behind Brevitt. Support lacking, arriving now in the form of Mills. Naylor's looked for Guppy, and a great chance and a goal for Janssen. It's 3-0. It's Janssen's corner. Oh, and it's gone in. It looked as though it went in off Matthew Brazier's head. Naylor feeding Guppy, the danger man. Created 2 of the goals from this side already. And Mills and Naylor, and ready off the line, and Naylor again, and Brevitt attempted to get it off the line. Port Vale claimed it had crossed. The referee and his assistant says no. And controversy already, 4 minutes into the second half. Sinclair. Oh, and it's headed into his own net by the debutant Holwyn. Cross looking towards Dicchio. Holwyn clears. Impey. Oh, what a great strike and what a great goal! Peacock. Dicchio. Oh, this looks dangerous. It's Murray. And it's a goal! Would you believe it? Sinclair. Impey's there, gets it across. Dicchio! Oh, it saves Spencer! Absolutely unbelievable! This is straight out of the realms of fantasy football!
You're not kidding. 4-4. Queen's Park Rangers up to 7th on the back of that comeback there. Might have been different at 5-0, mind you. Do you think Stuart Houston can get them back into the Premiership, Queen's Park Rangers?
Yeah, I think so. Him and Bruce Rioch. I know they didn't have a great start. I think he lost the first few games he was there. But, you know, the last few weeks they've won some really important games. You know, I think they beat Barnsley last week, top of the table. And he'd be disappointed with conceding 4 goals, but I think he'd be delighted with coming back.
Not half. 4-0 down. OK, let's get our minds back on the Premiership yesterday, Andy. I suppose, in a way, it had to be, didn't it? Kenny Dalglish's first game in charge against his old adversary. Graham Souness down at the Dell.
That'd be great. I'd like to have been a fly on the wall when those two were having a little chat with each other. That'd been fascinating. I'm probably the only one that could have understood it amongst the 4 of us sitting here this afternoon. I don't know. I just wonder how long Newcastle can throw away 2-goal leads, Vinny, and still harbour, you know, winning a championship.
They've gone throughout. They must have just gone by the, you know, coasting it. But, you know, I fancied the draw. When I looked at it, I fancied the draw. It's a horrible place to go, Southampton.
Yeah, it is. But if you're 2-0 up with 5 minutes to go, you've got to fancy winning the game, surely. Close it up.
Well,
end of story.
They'll probably find Mark Lawrence then, wouldn't they? Because that's his job, isn't it?
Well, there's not an awful lot Mark could probably do about, you know, if a goalkeeper drops across, but you think they'd been happy? Do you let me believe, John, that sometimes you go to grounds where you haven't got a good record, and Newcastle haven't got a good record down at the Dell, and think, well, let's just get in there, try and get it played, get what we can and get out of there?
Well, as I said earlier on, Andy, you know, they'll be absolutely gutted, really, to what's happened there. You know, they've gone 2-0 up. And it's a brilliant result, really, to go there and win.
See, instead of, they're 2-0 up, instead of, like, you know, just shutting up shop, defending well, you know, but they seem to go a bit kamikaze. They all want to get on the score sheet, and they all, you know, they're all making runs instead of holding their shape.
I mean, I'm just looking at the bits here, Vinny. I get the impression at times they're awful deep at times as well. Defensively, they don't have to put pressure on the goalkeeper from all sorts of areas.
That's down to him, isn't it? He's got to be pushing them out. I mean, with us, if we're coming too deep, all you hear is Sully shouting, you know, get up, get up. Southampton have done well here. You know,
Newcastle are up with, what, 6 minutes to play?
Yeah, you've got to shut up shop. You know, you've got to get your midfield players to sit. You know, you've got to get your wingers to tuck in. 2 banks of 4.
I mean, look how deep they are there.
Yeah.
I mean, look, right on top of the goalkeeper. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's starting positions, isn't it? If your starting position is 10 yards further up the pitch,
but you've still dropped the cross. Maybe
Shaka Hislop doesn't drop it under pressure. What I'm saying, maybe. I suppose.
But sum that goal up for us.
A great hit.
You've got to hit the target.
End of story. Great hit.
The target.
I mean, I think Matt Latrici scored a dozen goals better than that.
Himself.
Quality-wise, himself, without a doubt. I mean, I think it was there to be hit, and he hit it supremely well.
Maybe Hughes is important as well.
As he said himself last night, Richard, all he thought it was a really good, clean strike, and powerful, and that's what it was.
It was, yeah.
I certainly wouldn't put it in Matt's top 6. I mean,
I think he's gone for the target. He's, you know, head down, concentrated, and hit it.
It's quite amazing, though, and you think about it, last minute of game, at stoppage time, one of your major goal threats, and there he was loitering 30 yards from goal when the ball's been played out of the box. There it drops at him.
When we play him, we normally have someone just to mark him. We have a man-to-man on him.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you think that works?
It does, yeah.
Well,
it's never me, though. Matt was saying it's probably one of the young lads to run about after him.
What kind of speed do you think it was? Matt was saying it was kind of one of the most powerful shots he hit. So let's have a look at it. 60, hold on a minute. I think it was probably more. John, hold on, Bill.
I think it's a lot more. I think that is very powerful, about 80 odd.
Right, let's have a go at it. He hits it from, ooh, Johnny boy.
Yeah.
Just a shot at 24 yards, and I wouldn't argue with that. I mean, 60 miles an hour. What kind of guess was that?
Must have been, I thought the balls were heavy.
Is that the conclusion, then, that the first job at Newcastle for Kenny Dalglish is to sort the back out, that there's work to be done there? in order for them to challenge, or can they keep going like that and still mount a challenge?
I think you look at what Kenny had at Blackburn when they won the Championship, and particularly at Blackburn, and I think the thing he had was a good goalkeeper, really solid, reliable goalkeeper, and a solid and reliable back four. And I think that's what he'll look to put in place at Newcastle.
I think he needs more of a leader in there. You know, he had Hendry at Blackburn.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you all need one of them. You know, you've got Adams here, haven't you? Bold and Keown, but Adams the governor, isn't he? You know?
I mean, they've got leaders, haven't they? When you talk about, they've got Batty and they've got the likes of Shearer, who are leaders in their own right, but you're talking about actually leading from that central defensive area.
You know, I mean, how many times does Hendry just get a block on, you know, and things like that? You know? I mean, one of them have got to, you know, you're talking about dropping off. And one of them have got to say, get up here, don't go past me. Adams was doing it all day tonight.
Well, maybe Steve Howe will be that one when he's back fit, you don't know. I mean, I just think that Kenny will certainly look to strengthen that area. But that's 2 games in a row. Away at Aston Villa, 2-goal lead is sacrificed. They only get a point, and away at Southampton.
Well, there's some work for you to do between now and 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the Monday Night Football. We'll be seeing the best, in fact, I think probably all the rest of the Premiership action tomorrow night on the Monday Night Football. Vinny and John, thank you very much indeed for joining us today.
Pleasure.
And we enjoyed the change of dress from time to time.
Did you notice?
One of that. We did spot that, I think, once or twice. Thanks for your company. Enjoyed it. OK, coming up from Sky Sports, we've got basketball next, the National Cup final. It's the Sharks, the Sheffield Sharks, against the London Leopards. And over on Sky Sports 2, Real Betis against Bobby Robson's Barcelona, who really could do with a win. The Monday Night Football tomorrow, West Ham against Leeds United. The Hammers now into the bottom 3 after Nottingham Forest won today. They beat Spurs 2-1. That's tomorrow night, Sky Sports 1, 7 o'clock, West Ham and Leeds. Coca-Cola Cup action on Wednesday at 7:30. It's the 5th round tie, postponed previously between Stockport and Southampton. That's Sky Sports 3, Wednesday at 7:30. And there's Scottish football on 3 on Thursday at 7:30. Scottish Cup 3rd round tie between Hibs and Aberdeen. That's live on Thursday at 7:30. Friday night football, again on 3, 7 o'clock start though, Sheffield United against Wolves. That's Friday at 7. There's an FA Cup special on Saturday at 5:30, 4th round highlights on Sky Sports 1. And live next Sunday at 1 o'clock with the 4th round game between Newcastle United and Nottingham Forest. That's Sky Sports 1. Next Sunday at the earlier time, 1 o'clock, FA Cup 4th round action between Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Monday Night Football. See you then. Goodbye for now.
Sky Sports with Ford takes you to the heart of the action. February, the shortest month. Let's not...
Red one. Now give us a couple. I'll stick them in a bag. Give us, give us half a dozen. Nice bag of apples. There you go. How much is that?
£2.
Two. There you go, £2. Smashing. There you go, nice bag of apples. Smashing.